So this is a film for, let me see now, Willie, from Tools, Carriages and Modelling. Let's have another look at that. Ooh. Tools, Carriages and Modelling, Willie. He's been to a model show. He's been to a model show and we're having a walk around. And that gave me the inspiration to make this little film. Willie, look at this. Now, you know, you see models and you collect them. Well, I spent 2 years working for Steve Walker. Yeah, look at this. And it's exactly the same truck, or the same model of the truck, the Scanias that we used to run around with walking floors. And there was a, you know, he'd done a model, but he's got quite a few models, Steve, in his collection. Yeah. And we had an opportunity to, they came in the office, so what's them, Steve? What's them? Oh, right, yeah. And we had an opportunity. So this is model number, it's got the little card. You've got the little card, look, with it. And this is model number of 1,000. This is number 197. And I leave it in the box. I don't, you know, very rarely take it out. Yeah, now, I must say it was great working for Steve on the walking floors. You never knew where you were going. The mileage, who knew that stuff out of the dustbin, basically we used to carry wood, yeah, chipped up pallets, we used to do a lot of that, and then all sorts of wood chippings we used to carry. We used to do a lot of recycling, go to the local, where the dustbin goes, they go and recycle it. A lot of recyclers carry materials, plastic bottles, sometimes smelly wood. I've actually been right in the middle of London. We did a lot of work down south, right in the middle of London, to a council yard to fetch leaves. Do you know when you pick up leaves out of the park, what do you do with them? You put them in a walking floor and you send them off. It's a whole big industry, this recycling and moving stuff around, moving bulk stuff around, all sorts. It was very interesting, and boy, oh boy, did it do mileage. Wow. You'd start at one end of the country and you would never know where you were at the other end of the country. You'd start up north and then you come back down south and then you'd end up at north. I seem to spend a huge amount of time down south and in London. Oh God, right in the middle of London, fetching and taking stuff to incinerators. We used to take some stuff. No, we used to go and fetch some stuff. So, you know, when the rubbish people put it in an incinerator, well, the thing that wouldn't burn is metal. And we'd go and they'd load us with the burnt scraps of the metal. It would come out the machine, out the furnace, you know what I mean, that sort of thing, go into a pit and then they would load it that way. We'd be fetching sawdust out of London. Used to do a lot of farm deliveries. Oh, you never knew where you were going. You know, it wasn't from industrial estate to industrial estate. There was a lot of, the farms used to, you know, the pallet wood and the wood chips and all that. Well, the farm industry use it for bedding, you know, under the calves and all that sort of thing. I guess straw and hay is for eating, and the wood, I don't know the finances, how it does it, but yeah. And it was quite a big fleet. And I was out all week. Sometimes you'd go on a Sunday morning, you'd go on a Sunday night, and you wouldn't be back. And do you remember, now Steve, do you remember me telling you the story of, we used to carry, what was it called? There was a certain type of scrap we used to fetch from Brighton. And you'd be down there on a Friday, and the plan was, get in there, get loaded, get home Friday night, everything would be great. But if there was somebody in front of you, or the queue, or you weren't there, you know, you were held up, you weren't there, you were a bit behind time, all of a sudden you turn up and it would be Friday, let's say 5 or 6 o'clock, and they'd say, right, we're not loading anymore, you'll have to wait in the morning. So you'd have to go away, find a place to park on the Friday night, and then get there ready for 6 or 7 of Saturday morning. You'd be the first one in the gates or on the gates, and you get loaded. But of course, you were coming home on Saturday, weren't you? And I used to go crazy. I used to hate it. And travelling up on a Saturday morning, coming back into the yard. Nothing you can do about it, but it used to be so frustrating because, of course, the worst of it was, if things went well, then it was great. But if things didn't go well and you were behind time and the place was shut and you had to wait till the morning, so you'd load on a Saturday morning and run home. And that's where I got a lot. You've heard me tell the story of when I get trapped out and Debbie and I'd be going blah like this, and Debbie's calm down. Of course, you got paid for everything you did. So yes, you were paid on a Saturday morning, which is, you didn't want it, but obviously it put more money in the kitty, didn't it? Which allowed me to buy more chrome and more things from a bike. So Debbie used to say to me, calm down. When you get home, we'll order something for your bike. And I know the mirrors and the aerials are missing. Like I say, I don't put it back. I don't use it that often. They're here, the mirrors and the aerials, and some of the spotlights are here. So it's great keeping a model of the very same. And I did do, this was the beginning of my YouTube. This is when I started carrying cameras all the time. And this was the beginning of my YouTube. I had about 3,000 videos, all of this lot on it. But we went to a Tom Jones concert and the thing was wiped out. So, okay, I've got 4.5 now, but I had 3,500 videos before that. And the channel got wiped. Oh, so now that's why I'm super careful what I do. Because if you do a mistake and break the rules, they just simply switch you off and you lose everything. You lose absolutely everything. And all my S. Walker's films have gone. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so that's for Willie. For tools, carriages and modelling. Isn't it a small world? A very small world. And I don't do tramping anymore, as you may have noticed. I don't do tramping anymore. What brought it home to me was my mother passed away whilst I was working for Steve, and I was way up north. You couldn't, it's illegal to dump your truck. He says to me, right, Reggie, I'll get you home as soon as I can. And fair enough. I think I'd had to finish going north to deliver what I had. Then I turned around and then I'm heading back down south, heading back towards home, which is all you can expect. And anyway, obviously you can't run down empty from Scotland. So I think I had to come across country a little bit to get to a place. He says, go there, get loaded, bring it home. He did him and his team in the office, you could see they did the best they could. Obviously, that's my job, that's my responsibility. I had to bring that home. They tried to get me home as quickly as they could. Everything went wrong. Absolutely everything went wrong. The roads were chock-a-block. I got stuck in a few motorway closure. Got to a place, they wouldn't load me. I had to wait till the morning, so I was trapped overnight. And then, of course, I had to head off the next day. So that sort of made me realise working for Steve was fantastic, and we earned plenty of money because we did plenty of hours. And when you're tramping, the boss owns you. He owns your body. You belong. You give yourself up to him because you work hard and you earn good money. But when you have something private happen, a family thing happen or whatever, and you are 200-300 miles away, and these things do, I don't know, 8 or 9 to the gallon, you can't expect him to say, just get in the car and come home. It's not possible, is it? So that's what ended. What's what made me end. I don't do tramping. I don't intend to do tramping anymore. But the time I did spend here, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And funny enough, I only spoke to him a few days ago because I had something to speak to him about that it might be of use to him, but he doesn't do that anymore, so that was fine. But anyway, yeah, look at this. I've got model number, what, where was it? Where was the car? What did we do with it? Yeah, I've got model number 179 of a limited run of 1,000. Yeah, we are. Let's have a look at that. See? Steve Walker. A great boss to work for. Really good boss to work for. So here is, connected to S. Walker, here is a funny story. You know I love telling you stories, don't I? And then I like backing them up. I've found this, look. This is from Surrey Police. So the Surrey Police, I am writing you to reference to an incident which occurred on the vehicle of blah, 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 2014 on Shore Corner, Reigate. Country, blah, blah, blah. So I had to give my details, which was fine, no problem. It was meant to be a incident. It may be possible to, from the day, yeah. So anyway, you get a letter and you think, oh shit, I'm in for it now. I'm in for it now. So let me just, right, here we go. Let me see if I can try and make this as short as possible. I'll read you that story afterwards. I'd come down, which was an A road. I'd come across these railings, you know, these pedestrian railings. I wanted to turn right. Because I was so big, I wasn't happy turning right. I decided to go left and find somewhere to turn around. I'd come down this road, and it was obviously I did my homework afterwards, and then what I'd done, look, basically what I'd done, I came around here and I swung my nose into this bus parking area, and I've come around here because I'm turning around, I'm going back the way I came, and there was 2 cars parked in this area here. This is like a street view of the thing, and I couldn't get around, and it was what time was it? It was 5 o'clock at 70, so it was 5:30, so there was traffic absolutely everywhere. And around this is a monument, and around this monument there's a fence. Can we see the fence? Yeah, there's a fence, look, with those posts. Well, basically what I did, I'd got myself in here, I turned myself around, I'd got the arse end of the truck caught. Well, not caught, but was rubbing against, was coming real close. My arse end of my trailer had gone up on here, and I was up close on these posts. And I thought to myself, well, I'll be all right. I just, and by now the roads were pandemonium. So I put my foot down and ran the damn things over. I ended up, rather than rubbing them, I ended up flattening them. It didn't cause me a puncture, nothing like that. Because, you know, on these trucks, you curb them all the time, you know. They're pretty tough. So I was in, that's the police station. And it happens to be, the police station was within walking distance. So I sent her, the Bobby could have basically walked up to the street to have a look at the junction, see the situation. So come on, let me read you what the situation was. It's funny now, isn't it? I was working for S. Walker's Transport Redditch. I had made my delivery in Croydon, and was, let me put a thing there, that'll make it easier to read. Right, I'm not very good at reading. I was instructed to go to Reigate, a recycling place. But that was the address I had to go to. The sat-nav brought me down the A242. So I was on an A road. I wasn't struggling up a back road, which would have brought me to the A25. As they are both A roads, I thought there would be no problem in bringing an articulated lorry down there on the junction of Croydon Road and Church Street. When I got to Croydon Road and Church Street, I was confronted by a T-junction where I needed to turn right. However, there was railings and damaged road furniture. What I mean is, you could see the railings had been flattened by trucks previously. You can always know where Arctics go because they run everything over. See the picture. I could see with the restrictions, i.e. railings and bollards that several vehicles had already had problems with. So I decided it would be safer to turn left and find a place to turn. So I go and find somewhere, a junction or wherever I could get. As I was travelling along the road looking for the first opportunity to turn around, I could see the road was getting narrower and full of parked cars. Not knowing what lay ahead and possibly heading into a town centre, I came across the junction. The junction in question, i.e. Shaw Road. The corner, as his name is, it was called Shaw's Corner, so I don't know if anybody lives in Shaw's Corner. Anyway, I saw it was a good place to turn around, being a small roundabout. I joined the right filter lane, and as luck would have it, the coach, do you remember me showing you the little coach place? The coach was just pulling out of the bus parking space. See picture below, yeah. I turned in nice and wide and continued around the roundabout, i.e. the monument. Having now gone almost 3/4 of the way around, I then confronted with two parked vehicles on the outside edge of my turning circle. See the picture? We've seen the picture, haven't we? Yeah. Actually, show one of the vehicles, so the street view didn't show where the other vehicle was. Parked in the same area. This then severely restricted my turning circle. I had no way of knowing this until I entered and committed myself onto the roundabout. As I inched forwards, I knew I was close to the bits of wood, which was the fence around the monument. I thought that possibly that I would just rub up against or even make them lean over, push them out of the way. Looking back, because of the time of day, it was 1735, it was very busy. Cars in front were blocked, cars close behind and blocked the main road. Oh yeah, there was mayhem. Nobody could go anywhere because I was there. The junction gridlocked, getting them all to back up and give me space whilst wasn't going to happen. Yeah. Decided to chance that I could get through with minimal damage. As I pulled forward, I heard crunching and felt myself getting stuck. Yeah, well, you know when you're stuck there, Steve would be on the phone. What you doing, Reggie, you idiot? So I stopped this. Yeah, so I thought I was going to get stuck. So I stopped this happening I stopped this by getting jammed. I used the power of the truck here, Scania, say no more. I thought I get through several posts and wood, more than I thought got damaged. Yeah, so I thought I'd make a little damage. It ended up being a big damage. Cleared the junction. By this time there was cars everywhere and I had no physical space to stop. And next page, no physical stop and change. Here we are, start again. Yes, here we are, where are we? Go up there, yeah. Travelling over, and it would have gridlocked the junction again. Yeah, so I had nowhere to stop. I just had to put my foot down and get the hell out of there. Travelling back up the A25, thinking about what to do, as it was not a person's house or property, because it was a monument roundabout, nobody's house on it. I did not know who to report it to, because who could I speak to or even leave a note to? I also thought about my own safety, as getting back I could come across some anti-HGV persons. You know, if you come across a nutter that doesn't understand what it's like driving these big trucks, and you're on your own, you have to take that into consideration. Which there were plenty around, and being on my own, I didn't want any confrontation, as thinking to myself, I'm in a large red Arctic, sign written and large letters on the tractor and the trailer. Until the back doors, so they would be somebody who would have CCTV to report. As I was still thinking about what to do, about 5 minutes later, my company rang to say that they had a report and ask what had happened. So my mind was then at ease, because somebody had already seen and reported it. So then I thought, because of this, the decision was made for me. Yeah, so it was already sorted. Somebody had already rang the firm. That's my thing over, until of course I get back in the office and blah blah blah. I feel I did the very best I could do at the time. I was a victim of circumstances. I feel I did nothing wrong travelling on an A road, going to the address I was sent to. Other vehicles are getting big. These vehicles are getting bigger and bigger, and the streets are getting busier and busier. And I was unlucky that circumstances on that day was against me. You can get shit days at work, can't you? As you can see, whilst doing a license check, I have had a full license, and which is clean, no points, which I am very proud of, which I've still got no points. And that was in 2014, so I've been a good boy. As I've got to tell you, let's talk straight. I have had 2 no seat belts in 2 different counties. One was do a course because it was lockdown. One did a course on the computer, and I'm not sure what the other one was. I think it was a fine. It was when it was a fine before points anyway, but it was no seatbelt. Anyway, clean line, blah blah blah. Many years. I am very sorry that the damage has done, and I hope on this occasion you will be lenient and find myself attracting points on my license is a little unfair in this instance. I wait for your reply. So what do you think? What do you think? Well, come on then, let's go to and there again, look, there's the pictures that I pulled from Google Earth. These railings were in the way. I didn't want to go right, because I cast my arse end on there, because I could see that there was damage there. Or there had been damage, and I'm the biggest damn thing, so nothing bigger than there could have done that. And this is what I'd done. I'd come round here, look, and I'd go in there, and I came round, and as I was swinging around here, these were in my way, and my arse end got caught on here, and then I was escaping. Yeah. So anyway, and this is what I ran over, these railing things, these things. There's the monument, look, there's the poppy monument there, you know. So anyway, come on. You want to know what happened, don't you? You want to know what happened. What did we? Let's have a listen. Is this the? Let's see the. Let's see. I'm just on the. I don't know what. Nothing happened anyway. Let me see if I can find. Where's the letter getting me off the hook? Yeah. So let's get back to the front now. This is so am I going to have points? Am I going to have fine? Am I going to have, or what am I going to have? So anyway, let's read this one. Just be honest, be straight. Don't just tell it exactly how it is. Don't try and make it up or twist it. Just tell you exactly what it is. So I'm writing you to reference to the blah blah blah, right? The incident. Yeah, we saw that. What are we looking at? So we go now. Should any additional information come to light within the time limit of 6 months from the date incident, it may be possible to reopen the investigation. This decision does not affect your civil blah blah blah. Anyway, if you require any, after careful consideration, so going. It has been decided not to. There we are. This is what we need to see. Blah, blah, blah. Evidence. Where are we at? Consideration of the available evidence and in accordance with the Crown Prosecution Service Guidelines, it has been decided that no further police action will be taken in respect of this matter. Woo! Oh dear me, I was, I've explained it fully, and obviously if they'd found some other information or it had come to light at another day, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago in an S. Walker's truck. Yeah, that's, and of course I went and explained everything to the boss and blah, blah, blah. And like I said the other day, if you're in road transport, shit happens all the time. Right. I hope that entertained you.